This is Corfu. It's a small Greek island that sits between Albania and Italy in the Ionian Sea. I'd originally just gone here on holiday and wasn't planning on making any videos there. But the more and more I started to walk around, the more I started to see interesting and unusual, especially older cars. Like, I was just there, normal holiday, swim about, see the fishes, do a bit of snorkeling, lie on the beach. All that normal holiday stuff. But then, even here, as we were walking around the old town, I started to see this, which is the first car. It's an abandoned EP70 Starlet. Now, I own one of these and it was my first car, so seeing this really caught my eye. This has obviously been long since abandoned, but it's all still complete. There's loads of rust around it, and it was rusting in really weird ways. Like, the sills and everything were okay, you can see this valance was alright, but the rest of it was rotten. We then saw this Lada Riva and a Citroen Visa GTI, which I'd never seen one before, and it's got like fucking 6 headlights, which is weird as hell. But I really liked it. I'd like to get one, but I've never ever seen another. This was probably the craziest thing I'd ever seen, just sat by the side of the road. It was this facelifted Citroen DS. Like, that car, it was so special and advanced when it came out. I'm pretty sure this was the one that had the swiveling headlights, but like you can see here, this one's been abandoned for a very long time. The roof had actually completely rotten off the car and fallen inside the interior. The door was gone and everything. You can see there's bits laying in it, but the interior's still mostly complete, and you can see there's even weeds and spiders and everything living inside. I drove past this just by chance on a back road and I just had to stop and look at it. Like, how often do you see a Citroen DS, never mind one that's been sat like this for God knows, it must be at least 30 years. Weirdly enough, it's... yes, all the metal is really rotten on it, but the chrome and the brightwork still looks okay. Some of the lights look alright. Like, I feel like if someone got their hands on this, they could actually salvage quite a lot of parts from it. But yeah, it's definitely beyond restoring, and I doubt anyone's going to pull it out anytime soon. But when I saw this, I just had to pull over and take a closer look, because you're never ever going to see anything like this again. Like, these cars weren't that popular, I can't imagine, so there's probably not too many of them sitting about in fields that haven't completely turned to dust. You can even see there, like, the tyres look like a really old tread pattern, so it definitely hasn't been on the road in recent years. But even like the wheels and the hubcaps and all look okay, but the body itself is completely gone. I did actually notice that the bonnet was popped there, but when I went up and tried to take a closer look, I could hear something scratching about inside, and I was just like, fuck that. No, I'm not opening that in case, I know, some animal tries to come get me. But I took a couple photos, so I'll have to post them up on Instagram once they're developed. But yeah, I could not believe when I saw that thing. It's just mental. Just sat there left to rot. This was a wee Ford Cortina, I think. But to be honest with you, I was more interested in that black Evo sat just in the shop front there. The Cortina was cool, but yeah, that Evo's definitely something special. You see a lot of like old Japanese cars and stuff around here, but I did not see many Evos or cars of that sort of caliber just sat around. You can see it just hiding in there. Oh, it looked so good. I actually spotted it on the roads once, but I couldn't catch up with it. No surprise. This is a wee Starlet GT Turbo EP82, the quad headlight model, and this was in ridiculously good condition. You can see it's got a wee front mount there, some Compomotive wheels, and it looked like it had a wee gauge pod and all inside, but it looked really nice. I was looking at that for a while. This is a wee Subaru Vivio. It's basically a K car, but it's a left-hand drive, so it was obviously exported to Europe. But you saw lots of stuff like this driving about, as well as this a Fiat Seicento. There's tons of them, but this was actually a sporting model, so it's got the yellow paint, wee body kit, and red seat belts on it. I'd love to drive one of those wee things. They look like great fun. So this was up in a mountain on the north side of the island. There, you can see the scenery is really, really lovely. And I thought I'd take a wee clip just driving down the roads around here, just to show you what are the roads like around Greece. And, well, to keep it short, the roads are really twisty, really narrow. They aren't in great condition. They clearly aren't that well looked after. And most of the Greek drivers are mental. The whole road system seems to just be, let's play a game of chicken with every junction and everything. So you can see them going pretty slowly here. You cannot see anything, but look at the scenery off there. There's no guardrails, no safety nets, nothing to stop you tumbling off the edge, but it also means you get that unobstructed view, and no one's tried to sort of dumb down the roads. It makes the roads a lot of fun, especially any roads with elevation are just full of these tight hairpin corners, which means you can actually get the car a bit loose under 20 miles an hour. And like cornering these, you're often hitting the lock stops on your steering, just trying to get around. The camera never does it justice. It looks so flat, but if you look at the road we've just come down, after each corner, you can see we've just dropped about, 20, 30 feet. Like, this is really, really crazy to drive on, but the camera always flattens it out. Like, look on the left there. It's going up so high. It was so much fun just going down these roads. You did have to have your wits about you because obviously, guys on motorbikes and all could be coming the other way. But yeah, it was really fun to drive down. In terms of the Greek traffic, it's a lot of older stuff, a lot of old Toyotas. I assume it's because, the Greek economy's had some problems, especially in recent years, so probably not a lot of new cars being sold. But that also meant there's a lot more budget brands like Toyota and Daihatsu, so I was in heaven. Loads of old Corollas, KP60 Starlets, L500 Miras, L251 Miras, and I even saw a G6 Corolla like mine with the full WRC kit, which was class. I saw this Suzuki Swift convertible, also known as a Geo Metro in the States, and I loved this. I'd love to get one of these, but I don't think they ever sold them here. But I love small, like, convertibles like this. It's just so cool. There was also this wee Hijet, but it was completely just beat to shit. You could see paint peeling, smash lights, everything. But that's a lot of what the Greek traffic was like, at least in Corfu. But on the flip side of things, there was stuff like this. This guy had an RX-7 FD on NKRPF ones and an RX-8, which was just mental. Like, those were lovely, lovely cars, clearly in the nicer part of town. I also saw this S2000, which looked like it had a lot of work done, respray, wheels, exhaust, even the LED lights, and also it looked really, really nice. I'm sure that's loads of fun on those twisty mountain roads. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed just getting a wee idea of what the Corfu car culture is like, and even just the roads and the traffic. You can see here the scenery's really, really nice around there, but I definitely had a great time on the holiday, looking at all the cars and driving down those mental mountain roads. So, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back to our normal programming and more Altezza stuff really, really soon. Obviously I was away, so it's been quiet for a couple of weeks, but hopefully in the next few weeks we can start pumping out some more videos. Lots of plans for the Altezza. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you all that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that shit that I'm supposed to say but don't like saying. But yeah, if you can do that, that's always helpful. If you can share it with people that you think might like boring videos looking at cars in Greece, that's great.